So now that we're here inside of Liferay Developer Studio, let's go ahead and take a look at how to create a Liferay module project. So what we're going to do is we're going to head up to File up here at the top left, selecting New, and then Liferay module project. Now again, behind the scenes, when we're creating or when we're using this wizard here, this is actually going to be calling Blade behind the scenes. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to give this project a name. So let's go ahead, we'll call it training form field. So training-form-field. Now let's go ahead and confirm some of these different options that we have. So the first one here is build type. We're going to leave the default as Gradle. As for the Liferay version, if yours says 7.0, we're going to go ahead and click on the drop down and we're going to be selecting 7.1. Now, sometimes throughout the exercises, sometimes it might reset. So always keep your eye out for which Liferay version is going to be selected. After that, we're going to be selecting project template name, clicking on the drop down, and the option that we're looking for is form field. So I'll go ahead and scroll through, and once you find form field, like I have, go ahead and select it. Now that it's selected, let's go ahead and click next. So double check real quick. Training form field, 7.1 is the version, form field is the template name. Once you have all of those things confirmed, go ahead and click next. Now we need to give our component class a name. So let's go ahead, we're going to call it training form field. Now between you and me, we could have left it defaulted, but I wanted the practice to type. And then for the package name, we're going to place this over in com.liferay.training form.field. So com.liferay training form field. Once you've confirmed all of that, once you have all of it typed out, go ahead and click finish. So I'll click finish on my end, allowing Blade behind the scenes to create our Liferay module project for us. Now whenever we create a Liferay module project, it's going to be over here inside of the modules folder. So I'll go ahead and expand out the modules folder, and to my surprise, right now it is not there. So if you don't see it on your end like me, you might want to wait. This is kind of weird. If you take a look down here at the bottom right, you'll see that there is a Gradle process happening behind the scenes. So we'll go ahead and let that Gradle process finish, and if we still don't see it, we can do a little bit of configuration. So Ike, if there's any magic that needs to be done, go ahead and do it, but it looks like it's happening right now. Okay, so we're still waiting for the Gradle project to be finished. Now that it is finished though, let's head over to our training form field and deploy it. Now in Liferay, there's two different ways you can deploy from Developer Studio. You can either use the Gradle tasks over here on the right hand side, or you can take your project and drag and drop it into the server. Now if you had to pick between the two, the preference is to use the Gradle tasks over here on the right hand side. It makes life just a little bit easier for us later. But just to keep things simple, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and drag and drop the training form into the server. So let's go ahead, drag and drop training form field into the server. And then as we do, it's going to go through the OSGI bundle lifecycle. So as it's being deployed, it'll reach the installed state, resolve its dependencies to get us to the resolved state, and then finally, once those dependencies are resolved, brings us over to the active state. If you look within your console, you are going to see the the status of the bundle as it progresses through. More specifically, we're looking for this started. So maybe I have a little bit of doubt. We'll take a look at the GoGo shell in a little bit. Let's go ahead and test this out. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over to Liferay in our browser. So go ahead and sign in if you haven't done so already. In my case, I've already signed in. And from there, what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the control panel. So menu button, waiting for the control panel to open up. It might take a little bit of time. Running Liferay for the first time, things are caching, things are being loaded up. So if it takes a little bit of time for you, that's okay. It's perfectly normal. So once the menu has been opened up, we're going to head down here to the content section. So control panel, you're going to see the site Liferay, followed by the content section. And once we expand out the content section, go ahead and select forms. So we'll select forms. If you notice up towards the top by your URL bar, you'll also see a blue line going from left to right. This is our indicator that something is loading. So if you do not see that, make sure to click forms. Right now, we don't have any forms here. We have a nice little image here letting us know. And then from here, let's go ahead. We're going to click this plus button over here on the right hand side. So blue plus button, we're going to go ahead and click it. And again, we see that blue bar streaking across the screen from left to right, right below the URL bar. So again, a lot of patience here as we wait for things to load up for the first time within Liferay. Now we're going to look through our list here, and we're going to be looking for our training form field. So taking our scroll bar, we'll scroll down a little bit, and this is where we find our training form field label. Right. So again, the whole example here is demonstrating how a Liferay module project is not only created, but it also has a lot of things configured for it already. You saw we just made it and then deployed it. We didn't do anything special with it, and yet here it is ready to be used. So this is the power of Liferay module projects, making things a lot easier for us to develop behind the scenes.